Welcome friends once again to my NPTEL MOOC module on handling healthcare data. We are on the 4th week. Myself Dr. Pratap Mohanty. I have been teaching in I.I.T. Roorkee over last 5 years. I have had experience of more than 14 years in teaching and research. This module has been generated over my experience of teaching research methodology courses and various data programs. This module is assisted by our team members Mr. Milind and Mr. Kamal, and they anytime they will be also helping you all to clarify the doubts. So, let us understand further practical approach, practical understanding of let us understand the concept or operations data or get the practical understanding of data data handling. So, now on this particular lecture we have kept the title as making dictionary file, how we can prepare a dictionary file. This is I think I have guided in my previous module as well, but since this is new in this particular module, I will guide you very carefully and how you guys can able to go for it. So, what do you mean by dictionary file? This is basically a template or a set of instruction that tells software how to read your data. Why do I require a dictionary file? That might be an obvious question comes to your mind. Like you might be going through the raw data of national sample survey. National sample survey whenever they releases data they provide in ASCII format or the raw data. Okay. After some years they provide the extracted data in Stata format or even SPSS format, in SAS format. But at the starting point they provide you free access of the raw data. When the raw data is in front of you, we will be guiding you how you should go for extracting the raw data. To extract the raw data there are different options options available. We will also guide you correctly that how to extract the raw data and how it looks like. I think I will be guiding you in detail, but at this moment I am giving you a very basics of it. When your raw data is is following a format, you will actually follow the appropriate extraction technique. Format calculated to delimited format, free format, okay, and fixed format. There are different data, we will explain all those things later, but not in this lecture. When those data are available in different format, you require a different type of extraction, type of extraction. In the extraction process, you would certainly require a dictionary file. Dictionary file means it sets or keeps all the commands in a systematic format, so that your extraction would be very easier, okay, would be easier, and there will not be any possibility of mistakes. That does not mean without dictionary file you cannot able to extract, that is a wrong guidance. You can also able to do it, but dictionary file helps you to make your process faster. Okay. So, that is why I said that this is in fact the dictionary file is in fact a template or set of instruction that tells software how to read your data. We can write it any text editor, I mean in any text editor or in the do file that looks like that is in fact a text editor or text version, and then if you save it, save the file as a dictionary file. Once you at the time of saving, if you save it with .dct or dictionary file, you are actually making a dictionary file finally. Then second aspect is like what about Stata, dictionary file in Stata. A dictionary file is a text file that is created with the do file editor. So, when you open through the do file editor in Stata, that is basically called a dictionary file in Stata. This file specifies how Stata should read the fixed format data from a text file. So, we will be explaining you about this later, but fixed format basically the byte position of the variables and its exact location is actually well defined in the dictionary file. Like in file handling, there are different file handling required in the process. There are different file handling like file extension usually employed, but not required enough. But like a .ado file, is all about automatic do file. So far we discussed about do file where we manually in fact entered our command, that is simply called .do file. Okay. That is basically user based program. But if it is automatically designed and developed, procedures are by default derived, they are called ADO file. Okay. .dct, it is the dictionary file which we are going to tell you and guide you. Then .dta basically is all your Stata binary data set. If it is in binary data set, then that is called .dta. Then .gpa is basically graph output file. Graph output file, if it is there, it will come with .gph. Then log file, basically I have already shown to you. We can also, I will also show some of those details through the Stata. I can and the last one is called .raw file, basically the ASCII data. It comes with the extension with .raw. Okay. So, I can just show it to you in Stata window. It is here in our all our files are saved, we have kept it. Okay. We are opening Stata here on the screen. Now, I will show you that how you can see different file in the do file. Alright, in the do file itself you can show, like first one I will show you the log one, which I have already told you. Go to file, then you can open the log. Suppose you log begin, at the start I think I told you earlier that when you start operating Stata, you simply open the log file, okay, every time, and you do save with with your file name here. It will come with the extension like .smcl. SMCL, that does indicate your Stata, actually whatever the operation you do on the screen, the same thing will be actually stored with .smcl. Anytime you open your screen, it comes with the same results. Okay. Some results with same look, likewise your Stata window gives. But if you save it in .log, it is like .log. It actually saves in text file, okay, .txt file. So, this is your first guidance. Then second, we will actually show it in through a do file. In the do file, if you just save it, okay, there are different versions, it is also available. Like suppose I open one do file here, just open one do file on your screen. You might have operated many do files. Just open one do file, like here on the screen only. I am just going to tell you on the screen itself. You just see what other files are available. Okay, on the screen like .do or .ado, then .dct is the dictionary file. Then if it is .smcl file, if you are opening here, then there are many other direction we haven't gone through. I am not guiding much, but at this, suppose I just open one do file on the screen, maybe this one, maybe just this one for your clarity. There are so many commands. Okay. You can save it and change it to other version if it is suitable to you. I will clarify rest of the detail later, but at this moment we are not guiding. Okay. So let me just move it to our required guidance once again. Here it is. ASCII file, I think I haven't guided. Let me just show you where it is located, our data. It is here. Let me go to my data once again. It is the lecture number 18 we are trying to find out. Okay. Now the .dct file we have already made. Okay. And .dct file we have made, and I will also clarify how to make it, which way we should go for it. And like in my data, I have already shown to you that what is about your raw data, ASCII data. Here is your ASCII data. Okay. Now on the, if you right click on any one, just right click any one file, right click, simply close it and right click on it, go to the properties, go to the properties at the end. Okay. Now it tells you what is the format .txt. The format is here a .txt. All right. So so raw data you can find, sometimes it comes with .raw. Okay. Some format they give it in .raw or .txt. Okay. Some other details I have already guided, so no need to spend much time on it. Now we are going to make a dictionary file, the screen. Okay. So what does it indicate? It indicates whether your dictionary file is of in-file format or in-fix format. Okay. In-fix format means in-fix means it's a fixed format data set. I will also show it. Just once again I am opening it here. Suppose I just open the data for you. Okay, it is here. All right. So it should be here. Okay. So now once again this. Now one for your simplicity, for your understanding, I am just I have opened one raw data. Just have a look on the raw data. There are different entries, starting from first entry till end entry. Now if I just click here, you can read what is all about these entries. At the end, if I just take it to the last line, last point. Now at this one you can read on the bottom of this page, like column number 142, line number 1. Anywhere, suppose I entered, I keep my cursor here and I have entered here. Now this suggests your line number 44 and column number 142. Similarly here, anywhere it is saying column number 38. Why am I explaining this? Because some variables are defined with their column position. Okay. Column position, and there are some blank space given deliberately to identify the variables and their entries. May be the case that there are no responses. Okay. There are missing responses, but missing responses are also equally useful for research. Okay. But it is clearly indicating all position very correctly. How to know that what are those positions? We have to go to the your layout file. In the 7/5 round you have got the layout file. We can also open the layout file of that 7/5 round once again here. Okay. So now here it is, here is your layout file on the Excel page. Also I am simultaneously going to open the data layout Readme file. Okay. So Readme file, how it is important in Stata and especially for NSS 7/5 round. This is very important and equally challenging for the newcomers or the new researchers who wanted to do some study. Here on the Readme file, the NSS data provides you the Readme file, the ASCII data, or that is the raw data, all those raw data in different blocks. It also provides you the multiplier file, it provides you the guidance about the codes, different name of the state and codes, etc. Now, on the readme file of the 7/5 round specially, this is very important that it again highlights that this is your schedule number 25 of NSS 75th round. Now, this is on social consumption and healthcare. There are different labels. There are 13 labels provided by Stata. Why labels are defined? Labels are indicating different special information. Okay, but from the initial entries, it gives you like label number 2 is your household characteristics. Household characteristics, what does this mean? This means like it has asked the questions about how many members are staying in the household, what is your religion, what is your caste. Okay, all such household characteristics are asked in this particular question, in this particular questionnaire or in this set of questions. On the third label third, it is called individual characteristics or the characteristics of a household member and his or her responses about the health care. These clarifications are already given in the report. You have to read the report or the questionnaire or the schedule. So, you have to also open your schedule simultaneously while reading between the lines of these entries. Now, you might be surprised that why it is much higher in individual, it is 5,55,352, where the household it is lesser. It is quite obvious that within the household there might be so many numbers of members. Okay. So, the members, since all the members are covered or the members they have covered differently in different households. So, there are more numbers expected. Therefore, the members and their characteristics are more by entry. But on the fourth one, the entry is too less. Why it is too less? Because the fourth label is indicating information about death of a person in last 365 days. So, in last 365 days, the questions were asked about is there any members who passed away during the last 365 days. So, obviously, the information related to dates would be very lesser. That is why the number of entries are in fact very less. Similarly, there are short term morbidities, long term morbidities. Like for 15 days ailments, 365 days ailments. So many things are provided in this round. Where to get the layout? Layout you can download over here. There is a hand mark here. If you click it, you will get the layout. If you click on those things, you will be redirected to another page to download this txt file. Okay, so all those things I have guided. This readme file also gives information about your multiplier, how your multiplier looks like. Then at the end I will be emphasizing for sure about defining a common primary ID. So since we have different layers, different labels, how each labels can be merged together. Okay, why merging is required? Because we cannot, as a researcher, we cannot able to just do our research based on the household characteristics or any individual file. We have to merge the another file with the first one, or second with the third with the fourth, or we can combine all the different blocks of information. So, this is essential, and this primary key you must remember very carefully. This byte positions are given 4 till 5th position, like 4 till 8 on the entry 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 5 positions indicating your your FSU serial number. All right. Then segment number, second stage stratum number. These clarifications are given in the report. You can follow the report, read first 10-15 pages of your report, you will get enough idea about it. So, what are very essential for extraction, like readme file, data layout, its schedule and a report, it is quite essential. So, now I am going to explain you about the data layout before discussing with you on DCT file or dictionary file. Data layout, as I already told you, it comes with labels. Label 1 is information are given, then here it is your label 2, okay, here, then it is level 3, level 4, level 5 and so on till level 13. I told you that there are in total level 13. So, level 13 is mentioned over here. Okay. Then we can go back to the first one. First one actually carries with all such backgrounds regarding your primary keys and the survey, how survey was conducted. So, first sampling unit, then there are how many rounds are there, and what is the schedule number is entered, what are the sectors, how sector rural or urban is entered. Those information are in fact very essential. Now, next you quickly should follow your level number 2. Level number 2 indicates household characteristics. How do I understand it is a household characteristics? Because it has given information like household type, the religion, okay, their household size, alright, like whether household has a major drinking water, source of drinking water or not, etc. Then on the next one you have a level 3. Level 3 indicates the members characteristics, household member characteristics. They are basically age of the person, marital status, education. These are of course the information about a person. So, what is important after understanding these variables and the file? It is important to look at the byte position. Byte position is given like for example gender. The byte position from the ASCII data, it is 43 till 43. 43 to 43 is indicating your gender related information. From the data you can easily see, I have already shown to you, it is here, alright. So, once again I will go to the 7th round, I will open one just a sample information like it's third, for example. Third is a very big file. So, I just said that it is from if I say gender, this is in fact 43 till 43. You can just have a check what is 43 till 43 on the ASCII data. Just click anywhere, it says that this is 34. So, you can click here 43, it is 51. Now, this is in fact your 46. So, it will be here, I think, yes, 43 and 43. So, gender 2 is here, 2 is the entry. So, 2 indicates what? 2 indicates your code for the gender, maybe 1 for male and 2 for female. Okay. So, similarly on this line 43 to 43 you can check 1, 2, 1, 2 entries are there, everywhere you will find 1, 2, 1, 2 etc. So, this indicates your gender. Okay. Then let us go back to our PPT, and I have already clarified all those things. In the layout, these byte positions are very essential. Okay. And I am going to use those things for the clarifications. So, on the dictionary file, while making the dictionary file, why dictionary file is needed? I told you that based on the data, if it is free format data, we have to use in file as the command. But since most of our data come with fixed format entries, in that case infix command is used. So, infix nowadays we use infix command. Dictionary, then using file, where you are in fact using these commands, using file has to be mentioned, then followed by your comments. Okay, comments may be included freely by first line and its file, second line and third line. I am just going to guide you on the next page. So, first to start with, what we will do, we will open the do file in Stata. Okay, we will simply open I am just showing you some of our screenshot, then I will come back to it. Okay. So, this is what I have already explained, like your layout file. This is in fact explained very categorically. Then how to make the DCT file. We will open do file. I have already opened several times, and you can open in between. I am not going to open at this moment. Let me clarify first about the do file. Like data, if it is in fixed format, data in fixed column format. So, we use infix command, I have already told to you. The number of column means the number of byte position, byte in the file. The text file is treated as a stream of bytes. Okay. So, basically the byte space in their stream is indicated in text file. No encoding is assumed. Okay. So, that is not assumed, like encoding is in fact is not anything that is given with its clarifications provided. If string data are encoded as ASCII, they will be imported correctly. Okay. If it is in ASCII format, then it will be imported. So, string data I will also clarify on the way of explaining what we mean by string data. Usually I have probably from the beginning of my lecture I have repeatedly mentioned about what is the meaning of string data. We have had specific lecture delivered on clarifying different type of data, string and non-string data we understood already. String data where you cannot do mathematical operations, you can at best get the frequency distribution. So, this is how we are going to make the a dictionary file. Now, I am going to do it on the screen in front of you as well. I am just hold for a second. I am just going to show it what else in my pocket. I'll come back to it. Okay. Let us open in Stata one DCT file, one do file first. Here we will open our one sample do file. Then I will guide you how you can do it on your own. This is the page you must open first, then you open a file which we have already stored it, but you can easily do it. We have deliberately stored it so that it will be less time consuming and mistakes will be lesser and a systematic guidance could be given better. From here you have to open .dct, okay, .dct format. Let it be any one file, let it be block 3, okay. Okay. Now, block 3 this indicates what? Block 3 means for us it is in fact on the layout it was level 2. Okay. So, that is basically, let me just have a check one second. This is our Stata. Now, this is my do file, the household size and everything are given. So, household size I think this is level 3 is individual one, this is your level 2. Okay. So, level 2 file is actually being explained over here. Like where to start it? I will specify that you start with infix, type exactly as infix, INFIX, then dictionary. Okay, the correct spelling must have been there. Then on the next line, this bracket has to be also specified. This bracket has to be specified. Then there should be another line. Okay, and now onwards you are supposed to start with the variable and their byte positions. At the end there must be a continuation, the bracket must be closed. At the end the bracket has been closed. So, starting with what you type it on the screen, str. Why we are saying str? Str indicates your string variable. Okay, why we are making this as a string? Because of the fact that we may require some of the variables to combine and deal and to convert that to be for us as a primary key. Okay. So, if the variables are separated, different variables are required to be combined to develop a common ID. Okay. So, but if these variables are extracted with numeric format, if we simply combine those variables, that those will be added, okay, with their numeric value. But if those are in string format, like for example, your Aadhaar card number or PAN card number, okay, it has numeric number, it has coding, it has some asterisk marks, there are so many things enter. But if suppose some codes are given like 2 or 3, 2 does not mean it is by value it is double or 2, 3 does not mean 3 is higher than that of 2. 3 might be indicating a feature, okay, a character, okay, like 2 for example in gender if you are saying 2 may indicate female, Okay, so 2 is not higher than 2 and 1 if it is male, 2 is not higher than that of 1. Okay. So, that is why string is required. If you are getting the extracted values in string, later on you can easily convert it with another command called dstring. Okay. At this moment, let us string the variable str. The first variable name here it is FSU. Why FSU? Why it is for FSU, then segment, SSS, household? We know that from our data layout, you just have a check once. What is your common primary ID? Why common primary ID is required? I told you that this is required for extraction and for merging of different blocks. We have 13 different labels mentioned. We know that different models are in fact useful for our analysis. While merging all those information, we have to map it which entry is similar in other blocks or in other labels. So, we have to confine the particular identification in every cases. So, what is those identification? Those identifications are explained with FSU number, segment number, then SS triple S number, second stage stratum number that is provided by NSS, then household number. Since households we are extracting, so household number is required. If we are extracting the individual one, then person ID is also required. At this moment, we are in fact explaining the household information. So, the do file we specified as per the data. So, our primary key ID will be FSU, its byte position is given, byte position even here also on the first it has guided you, even here as well it has guided. FSU is from 4 till 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there are 5 positions occupied by FSU. So, this is your 4 till 8 is defined, or even in the first block it has guided about FSU very correctly. FSU is 4 till 8. Okay. So, that you can easily find it. Then next after doing that all those basic IDs FSU segment number 31 till 31, I think it is already also given 31 till 31, only one position occupied. So, we have specified correctly. Then this is here. Alright. So, household size is household number is 33 to 34. I think household number 33, it's 2 position occupied. So, 33 and 34 is occupied. So, what exactly is important for you is that you should actually very clearly specify that byte position. Once you define the correct byte position of its primary key, like primary key ID I have already guided to you till household 33, 34, both position we have defined very clearly. Once again I am opening my the layout. Rest of the entries are in fact the variables, the information about the household, like household size, household type, their religion, social groups, access to latrine, major source of drinking water, etc. At the end there are multiplier characters entries, like these are helpful for your developing a weight of the variable. So, these are entered with their correct appropriate byte space. Make sure that you have entered a bracket in a bracket that should be closed. Okay, since we started with a bracket, the same bracket has to be closed at the end. Now, after doing so, you have to save it. File save as with a name, then with the DCT file. Okay. We have to open it with a .dct file and save it. That is all you have to do it, and your DCT file is ready for work. Okay. And how we are going to use it in my later in our other operations, I will guide you throughout. We have also highlighted in green color about creating DCT file for your use. I think I have already guided you. I need not stress much. These are sufficient for your understanding. If still there are something missing, I am sure I will clarify in my other lectures. Those are going to be followed. So, that is all for today. Looking forward to your participation in the next class. Thank you.